Hey everyone! Today I'm making a delicious Korean street food right here. But while I'm preparing this tasty dish, I want to share a real-life story with you that someone once told me. It's a story about family, challenges, and tough decisions. And I think it's something you'll really enjoy. So, let's get into the cooking, and I'll tell you the story. This is a story about a girl named Sarah, and it's one that I think many people can relate to. When Sarah was just 4 years old, her parents got divorced. It was tough for her, but her dad remarried a woman named Karen. At first, everything seemed fine. Karen was friendly, she made Sarah feel comfortable, and they seemed to get along well. But things changed after Karen had her first child. Suddenly, Karen became much stricter. She started making a lot of rules. Sarah wasn't allowed to keep her phone in her room, and she had zero privacy. Every day, she had to clean the living room, her bedroom, do the dishes, and wash 4 loads of laundry. Can you imagine doing all that at such a young age? And if Sarah didn't do everything, she'd be grounded. It wasn't just the chores. Karen spent her days at home playing video games, while Sarah did all the work. And it didn't stop there. Karen would even call Sarah downstairs just to let the dogs out, even though Karen was sitting right next to the door. As time went on, the punishments got even worse. Sometimes Karen made Sarah sit at the table for 12 hours just to think about what she had done. That's a really long time for a kid, right? And it didn't end there. If Sarah did something wrong, like hanging the laundry wrong or getting a bad grade, Karen would come into her room at night, destroy her stuff, and then make her clean it up. There was even one time when Sarah was forced to sleep on the floor in the game room without a bed. She could only leave the room to eat. Can you believe that? But the hardest part for Sarah was how Karen treated her birth mom. Karen hated her and wouldn't let Sarah talk to her mom for 4 whole years. Imagine how heartbroken Sarah must have felt, not being able to talk to her own mom all that time. As Sarah grew older, things didn't get better. Karen would yell at her for silly things, like saying that she loved her mom more than Karen. She wouldn't let Sarah celebrate her birthdays or hang out with friends. It even got to the point where, during Sarah's last 2 years of high school, Karen wouldn't drive her to school, even though the school was on the way to Karen's work. So, Sarah's boyfriend had to drive her every day. Finally, when Sarah was 14, her dad and Karen got divorced. At first, Karen seemed nice again. She apologized for how she had treated Sarah and even promised to change. For a short time, things got better between them. But then, something happened that turned everything upside down. One day, Sarah went to a dog adoption center and fell in love with a little corgi puppy. She was feeling really low at the time, and the dog made her so happy. Sarah's dad wasn't sure about getting a dog, but Karen convinced her to get it. She even promised to pay for the dog and said that Sarah could pay her back little by little. However, taking care of a puppy while juggling school and other responsibilities turned out to be much harder than Sarah expected. She couldn't manage it alone, so she asked her birth mom if she could take care of the dog for a while. Sarah's mom agreed to take the dog for 2 years until Sarah could get settled. It seemed like the best decision for everyone, especially for the dog. But when Sarah told Karen about her plan, Karen completely flipped out. She called the pet center and told them that Sarah couldn't take care of the dog. Karen accused her of being irresponsible, yelled at her, and then blocked her out of her life completely. That was a huge shock for Sarah. Things got even worse when Karen sent Sarah a Venmo request for $4,300. She wanted Sarah to pay her back for the dog, the car she helped ship to Sarah, and some phone bills. The problem? Sarah was just a freshman in college and only had a part-time job. There was no way she could pay that amount back immediately. Um, we got to start somewhere. Karen said Sarah. Sarah felt like Karen had manipulated her into getting the dog in the first place. And even though her dad agreed that it wasn't entirely Sarah's fault, she still felt guilty. But despite all this, Sarah started to rebuild her life. She moved in with her dad, worked hard in school, and focused on moving forward. The dog was happy with Sarah's birth mom, and Sarah knew that she made the right decision for the dog's future. It wasn't easy, but it was a step in the right direction. So what do you think? Was Sarah wrong to get the dog? Or do you think Karen was in the wrong for pressuring her? Life is full of challenges, and sometimes the right decision isn't always clear. But no matter what, we can always learn from our experiences and keep moving forward. While I prepare this delicious Korean street food, I wanted to share a real-life story with you that someone shared with me. Life can throw tough challenges our way, and sometimes the hardest decisions come from those we trust the most. But as Sarah learned in her story, the most important thing is to stay strong, make the best choices you can, and keep moving forward. What do you think about Sarah's situation? Was she wrong? Or was Karen the one at fault? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's get back to the food. I hope you enjoy watching how this Korean dish comes together as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more delicious recipes and real-life stories.
준비하고 있어요. 좀 더 있을 것 같습니다. 스무추리 소스 얹어서 근데 이게 이렇게 필요하시면